Hi everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. We are in the spring and we're getting ready to be moving forward to summer. Welcome to In the Kitchen with Alethea, and today I'm making some soup. I'm making some Spanish style chicken soup and I've already gotten started. This is actually day 2 of the soup. So what I've done is I've taken the chicken and I've boiled it with some seasonings and some herbs. You guys can see the chicken here in the pot. It's cooking down and that's where I am. So what I've done is I've added some tomatoes and some onions and some sazon and some garlic and a few other spices. So today I'm going to do part 2. That was part 1. I did that part yesterday. So now I am going to do part 2. So our chicken is cooking. It's already cooked in the broth. And now what we're going to do is add our vegetables to make our soup. If you wanted to do this in one day, you could do the chicken and the broth and then chop the onions. But if you wanted to do it in 2 days like I am, I would just cook the chicken in the broth and then put the chicken in the broth in the refrigerator and then start from where I'm starting. So we're going to get started with the rest of the ingredients. So the rest of the ingredients that's going to go into the chicken soup is a calabaza. And that's just sort of a squash pumpkin, if you will. It's a Latin ingredient that makes the soup very, very good. I love this part of the soup. It sort of tastes like pumpkin or squash. It comes, if you go to any of the Latin stores, you could find it already in portions so that it's easier to cut up. It has seeds in it, if you see. And I've never eaten the seeds, but I would imagine it tastes similar to pumpkin seeds. So you want to remove the wrapper and then we're going to just cut it up. So we have our board here. We're going to just cut it up. First, we're going to remove the seeds. We'll remove the seeds first. See the seeds there? And then we're going to cut it up. So we're just taking the seeds out. Okay, so all the seeds have been removed. And that's what it should look like inside. Bright orange is what you're looking for. So if you want, you could peel it first, or you can boil it first and then peel it. What I do is I peel it first so that I don't have to worry about that. So we're going to peel it and then we're going to cut it up. You're going to need some muscle when you cut this because it can be very tough. If you know squash is very tough to cut. So you're going to need a strong knife and a lot of muscle to cut this up. And I like to cut it up in big chunks so that it's easier to eat. And I'm just cutting it up, guys. Just giving it a chop. And you want to just let your chicken cook while you're doing this. We're going to cut a few more pieces. And it's really up to you how many pieces you want, depending on how many people are in your family. So, I'm the only one eating this soup tonight, so I don't need too many pieces. So, I'll just use a few pieces for myself. And this is about the size, guys, that you want everybody to put in. You know, just 2-bite pieces. That's what you want. So what you want to do is just drop them in with the broth and the chicken and allow it to pick up some of that flavor into the broth. So I'm just going to drop them in as I continue to take off the outer part of it. And if you leave a little bit on, that's okay, guys, because it will soften up. So I'm going to cut up one more piece, and that should be plenty. Again, it's just me eating this tonight, so a lot of this is not necessary. Really depends on how many people in your family is eating it tonight or eating it when you make it. And you want to be careful with your knife, guys. You don't want to cut yourself. Just take your time and get the skin off. Okay, so we're just going to cut this in half, and that's it. So as I can see right now, guys, my broth is getting a little bit low in my pot. So what I'm going to do is just add some more water to it so that there'll be more liquid for my vegetables to cook. And I'm just going to add about a cup of water. About a cup is all you need so that the vegetables that you're going to add will also get tender. And it'll give a chance for the chicken to also get finished cooking too. So we have let's recap what we have here. We have our chicken in the broth. So far, we have our spices, we had our onions, we added our garlic, we added our sazon, and also our adobo to the soup. We added some oregano to give it some of that herbalicious flavor. And let's continue. We also added our calabaza, which is similar to a pumpkin, if you will. So that's gone in. And we're going to just clean up a little bit. We've added that in. If you guys have ever had a Spanish style soup, then you know that the soups that are Spanish style, they're a little bit more hearty. They have potatoes, they have sometimes corn. They also have oregano. They have pumpkin. So they're very filling. It's sort of a meal in one. So I like them. So it's very easy to do something like that during the week. It's kind of an all-in-one pot that you can do. You can use up all the vegetables that don't look so good during the week and you want to get rid of them. So it's a good way to do that if you want to clean your refrigerator out before you go shopping. So this is a good dish to do that so that you're not throwing food away. So we're going to continue to make our soup. So we've added our calabaza here. We also have a carrot that we're going to add in. Let's give this a peel. We're going to peel this. So, guys, what do you do? What do you put in your Spanish style soup when you make your soups? Write me a comment and let me know what you do when you make a Spanish style soup. What are the traditional things that you put in there in your home when you make these kinds of soup? Everybody who makes these soups, they have their variations of soup. So what do? I mean, this is what I do. And generally, these are the vegetables that I put in. But I want to know what you do and what you put in your vegetables. Do you put pumpkin in your vegetables? Do you put onion in your vegetables? What do you put in your vegetables? Let me know. Let me know. I'm always looking for something new. So I want to know what you guys do. And you tell me how you make your Spanish style soup. Because you can always learn something new. So let me know in the comments what you guys put in your soup. And also, before we continue, I want you guys to give me a thumbs up for this video and also like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification button so that when I do a new video, you guys will be first to know that the video has been uploaded. Okay, so give me a thumbs up and let me know. I want to hear from you guys, and like the video if you like recipes like this, if you like Spanish food, if you make Spanish food. Let me know what's traditional in your soup and what you do. So our soup is cooking here. It's smelling delicious. It really looks good. It really, really smells wonderful. I can't wait to tear into this soup. So our broth is looking great. So we've just finished peeling our carrot. We're going to just chop this up and then put this in as well. And make sure that our area stays clean. So we just have our carrot here that we're going to chop. And again, when you are adding these vegetables, you want to add the vegetables. The vegetable count you want to add depending on how many people is going to eat the soup. So if you have 4 people tonight that's going to eat your soup, then I would do at least 3 carrots. Because it's just going to be me. I'm using 1 carrot. I'll probably have some for tonight, and maybe I will take some tomorrow for my lunch. So I'm using 1 carrot, and that's going to be more than enough. So I've chopped it up, and then I'm going to just cut it down into smaller pieces so that it could soften up in the broth. So we're just about done. We've got our carrots cut up, and this is about the size that you want your carrots to be. Not too thick, but enough where you're going to see it and taste it. So we're going to put those in. And you want to try to make your vegetables around the same size so that everything cooks around the same size evenly. And that way, once the soup is done, everything is finished at the same time. So, again, this is a great meal to prepare for during the week when you're trying to get dinner on the table after a day of work. So, this is a great meal to have. If you wanted to stretch it even further, you could also do a salad on the side of it. I think it's hearty enough without a salad because it's going to have vegetables, broth, and chicken in it. But if you wanted to stretch it even further, you could, you could also have a salad. You could serve a salad on the side with it. Or you could also make some rice and beans and some plantains. And then also have some avocado on the side. So really there's a lot of choices that you can do to stretch this meal as well if you wanted to. So those are also options. So we have our vegetables in there that we've already cut up. We've got onions in there. We've added some carrots and some calabaza. And our broth is looking really, really good. Okay, and then we're going to add some corn, some fresh corn that we have as well. So we'll just peel the fresh corn and then we're going to put it in and let the vegetables, the broth, and the chicken cook up together so that it can become one. And don't forget, guys, you want to take off all those corn silk that you will see when you remove the husk. So make sure you remove those. And so we're going to just slice our corn in slices, and then we're going to add it to our soup. Just going to get another knife, guys. And sometimes you might need to change knives for jobs like this. When you're cutting more chunkier vegetables, you might need to change your knives. You might need a more sturdier knife. So I have my cleaver. And that's going to do the job. And sometimes you got to work with your vegetable. We almost have our corn cut up, and there we are. So this is the size corn that you guys want to put in. It's a slice of corn, if you will. And you want to just slice the corn in the cob in about 5 or 6 slices, and you want to just add it to your broth. And make sure you push it down so that the corn also is getting the flavor of the broth. And I see, again, that my broth is getting a little bit low because it's been cooking for a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit more water. Our soup is looking really, really good, guys. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Making my mouth water. Oh my goodness. If you guys make this soup, you're in for a really nice treat. This is a wonderful soup. Any time of the year. I love it any time of the year. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to add is our potato, and then we're going to let it cook. So we're going to peel our potato, and if you have a white potato, or if you have a red potato, either of those will work. You want to just give it a quick peel with your peeler or your knife, whichever you use to peel it. You don't want to add your potatoes and your vegetables, your kielbasa, in too early because those tend to suck up the broth. So you want to add them probably in the last 35 minutes of cooking your soup. So let's give this potato a good rinse. And then we're going to just cut it up and add it to our soup. And same with the potato. You don't want them to be too big. About that size, guys. That's a good size. And I've got about 6 or 8 pieces that's gone in. Okay. So this is going to cook for another 15 to, no, I'm going to say another 20 minutes until the vegetables soften. And that's it, guys. We'll cover our soup and we'll let it cook. When I come back, I'm going to show you what the soup looks like. Okay?